As a black male, we were constantly harassed by the cops. Born and raised South America, Guyana. Migrated to the USA 2007, age 15. And being 28, coming to age 15, I pretty much spent half my life Guyana and half my life here. So I can give a pretty brief description of life in both places and, you know, the struggles I faced as a black male there and a black male here. And the situation is kind of the same when it comes to the racism and the diversity between races. You know, in Guyana we dealt with the Indians and the black, and there was just two back and forth bickering or fighting back and forth. And here in the U.S. you have colored versus white, and it's the same fight, it's the same struggle, it's the same system. But the difference is that in Guyana, the power that they hold over the blacks is not really strong power or a strong hold over us, just as a number game. They outnumber us and they oppress us by numbers, not by a system but by numbers. And by having numbers, they are starting to copy the system that America created, you know, the oppressive system. Get the jobs, keep the jobs, the schools, the best schools are for the Indian kids, you know. It was going down that path and that road. It's heading that way. And the American culture play a large role in foreign countries. Like it or not, it does. Like whatever happens here trickles down there. Whether it be fashion, whether it be politics, every little thing trickles down there, including the way of life, the way of style, the way everything goes here. Right? So, leaving Guyana, expecting to come here and live a better life, which I am, no doubt about that. Love you, America, great place, great country. God bless Obama. DACA kid over here did it for us. Great place. Can't say much bad about it. It opened a lot of doors to me in life. A lot of opportunities were created here. But I'm gonna give you guys a brief description of what life was and what life is living here as a black male, a black immigrant, and dealing with police violence, police brutality, harassment, you know, dealing with social injustice, you know, certain aspect of life I'm trying to pursue, and the color of my skin is interfering with those things and those aspects of life. And it's challenging, but it's a fight that I'm willing to fight. It's a fight I'm willing to go through every day. Because there's honestly no better place in this world than being here. I'm gonna give you guys a brief description of a past incident. Something that I experienced as a young man, going to school in Southside Queens, living in Rosedale. You know, you'd think as kids going to the park every day, playing basketball, that was your bliss and your free time. But as a black male, we were constantly harassed by the cops. You would think, well, kids at the park got to do with cops, right? It would be these days where you're just playing basketball, having a good time at the park, and the cops would pull up unmarked vans, hop out, and everyone would scatter. Everyone would run. You wonder why, you know, being an immigrant kid, the first time I didn't run. I walked. I was like, why am I running? They didn't do anything wrong. You know, it's like, it's whatever. I'm free to go. They didn't do anything wrong. Keep pushing. Started walking. The cop grabbed me, tossed me into the van. I'm like, whoa. Now, highly confused. Second of all, too, illegal immigrant. Tossed in the back of a cop van with a couple other kids. I officer got back there, pat us all down, searched our pockets, then they set us all free. And that was routine. That was routine. You get what I'm saying? That was a regular thing. After the first incident, that was, to me, that was normal. Cops are doing their job, looking for drugs, right? Just doing their job. It just, they put us in a system and make you feel like these things are just like, it's required for your safety. Honestly, no. No, it's a straight up harassment. You know, being an immigrant, not knowing any better or knowing that's not how things are supposed to be, you get used to the system. You get used to the way how you're treated. The mind become conditioned. Mind become conditioned. You know, as a black male, I pursue my goals in life. I work towards my goals very hard. And there are certain goals that I want to achieve. I want to get these things. And I can't get these things because they might make me a target towards the cops. And now you have this fear of cops putting shots in random folks out here now, you know. I could say the wrong thing, I blinked the wrong way, and that could be the end of me. That's an honest and true to God fear that I live with every single day. I'm gonna give you another brief pretty much I got brainwashed. This is how I was brainwashed. I love cars. Now when I bought my, quote unquote, my dream car at the time, my BMW 3 Series, I went and I did it. Your boy worked, and I bought that BMW 3 Series. And I kid you not, the first week of that BMW, I got pulled over 4 times. 4 times I got pulled over. The first question I got asked, whose car is this? It's me, officer. License registration, sure. Gave it to him. Question to follow always was, where do you work? Well, for one, I got a BS job. 2, I hustle. I work hard. Things I do, here's the few things I do. Real estate, stocks, Bitcoin, crypto, I love it all. Self-sufficient, work hard. That's usually my job. So, that was one of the struggles that I dealt with. Again, as a black male. Not knowing better, again, I'm thinking the cops are just doing their job. Every black male driver being they probably sell drugs. I'm probably one of the few who don't, right? Nah, that's not true. A lot of my friends are African Americans and they love that British motor, okay? They all own them, from cheap to expensive, they own them all. US hard-working men, just like anyone else. And to proceed, I just thought it was just my luck with that car. It was just my luck. I gave that car to my younger brother as a gift. He sold it within 2 weeks. 2 weeks of owning the car, he sold it. He couldn't deal with the constant harassment from the cops. Going to school at York College in Southside. He drove to school every day, going to Southside. He drove to Southside every day in the BMW. And it was stressful for him. It was stressful. And it's just one of those things that the mind become conditioned, right? The mind become conditioned to the point where my mind is conditioned to the point I see a cop and it's instant fear. I'm driving in my car. I currently own a Dodge Charger. I'm driving in my car, and the moment I see an officer, it's like the heart is pumping, everything's going crazy, the mind is getting weak. Can't really shake that feeling because it's a real fear. It's a real fear to acknowledge. Because knowing I'm a target is one, and 2, I don't know what mood he's gonna be in when he pull me over. I don't know what's gonna go down when he pull me over. You know, it's getting to the point where I got pulled over so much driving these 2 cars that I owned over the last few years that I have a whole script on how to talk to a cop. A whole script. Goes like this. Hi, officer. Good evening, officer. Yes, officer. Sure. Okay. But I wasn't breaking the rule, officer. Oh, okay. Number one issue to give me grammar about, oh, you're tense. But officer, I'm within the legal means of registration from my state. Nope. Don't matter. Gotta sit there, gotta take it. And what comes out of both situations is a ticket and a day in court, a day out of work. Clutch situation. And I'm here speaking to you guys, sharing my story, sharing a few bits and pieces of what I experienced as a black male in New York, Southside Queens, Rosedale, Queens in general. These are one of the things that I faced and I experienced as a youth. And I'm hoping for kind of change. I'm hoping for a better relationship between officers and kids. You know. So stay strong, stay positive out there. Keep spreading the good word. Keep sharing these stories with sharing your personal stories, share to the world. The more we share, the more they can understand what we're dealing with, what we're facing, how to fix our problems. You know, no officer should be running in the park with kids playing. It's not right. Cut it out.